Good evening, everybody. We are going to start the 70th lesson, the lightning accidents. Uh, in the grade 8 classes also, under the natural disasters, you learned that the flood, the lightning, and the some natural disasters part. And after this one also, the grade 9, we are going to learn some the natural disasters, things like the tsunami and the forest fire and some other topics are there. But they took this lightning accidents out and they prepared this one as a separate lesson. So the lightning accident is really important one because the globally and also that when we consider about the Sri Lanka, the many people, many properties are loose and many people die and also some animals also die due to this lightning thing. So that another important thing, they comparing to the other natural disasters, after knowing about this lightning, we can um, protect ourselves as well as the uh, equipments as well. Okay, then that look at this one. Is it a shoot? No, that's not shoot. It's a lightning, right? So during the lightning period, right? So they, without thinking about it, they played in a playground. You can see what happened, right? So they done a very wrong thing, no? So during the lightning period, that playing in a this type of playground is not a good thing, right? In the studies, we are learning these things, but see, mm, because that lightning we can't run away from the lightning. When the lightning is there, we can't run away. Mm? So especially when we are stay outside during the lightning period, we should be more careful because it taking that the millions of volt, right? It takes the millions of volt. So see, it's a that large number of the life lost due to this type of things. Say how sad.
Unbelievable scenes here at a deadly bolt of lightning. We're working on him right now. His eyes are very glazed. 7 players collapse, writhing in agony. 7 players collapse. Right.
And let's hope the big number 9 is feeling lucky too. He's a superstitious fella. Heck of a routine, this. Look, down on the ground, kiss of the left wrist, right wrist, kiss of the ring, looks up to the sky, and oh! What a strike!
Okay, so we are going to learn about this type of things, right? Very sad now. What to do? Because all these things that when you go out, especially the rainy day or that when just start to rain, you can identify that what type of situation is it, right? So especially we can see that the lightning, uh, if there is getting ready for a lightning, we can see, right? So it's really be careful about it. And that lesson says that the loss of the humans, animals, and the plant lives and the properties also lost due to the lightning thing, right? So the many lives were lost due to the neglection of the precautions of the preventing these lightning accidents, right? So you noticed in the early video also, it's really important to understand about this lightning. So that for Sri Lanka, the peak months of the lightning accident is the March, April, and the October, November. This period, right? So we calling these ones as the intermonsoon. Intermonsoon mean, you know, that for the Sri Lanka we have the main two monsoons. The and here when we consider about the Sri Lanka, we are getting the northeast monsoon and the southwest monsoon is there. So this is the two main monsoons, and in between the two monsoons period we call as the intermonsoon periods. So during this intermonsoon periods mainly this lightning is happening, and during these intermonsoon periods the temperature of the atmosphere here is very high. Now think about now this is the October November's period, like this time, you know, these days September October. Now that the temperature of the atmosphere is little bit increasing, no? So when it is come to the October November the temperature is very high. So when the temperature is increasing, then what is happening, the blowing the wind, that how the blowing the wind, when the pressure difference is there then the wind is blowing. But in this that the monsoon periods, the wind is blowing, but during this intermonsoon periods, the wind blowing is reducing, right? Then the high temperature, as a high temperature, the water evaporate high, and the wind also blowing very rarely. As a result of that one, the atmosphere containing the more water vapors, right? Atmosphere is collecting the more water vapors there, and then these more humidity things, they are moving up and forming the clouds, right? So these are forming the clouds, and we are calling this clouds as a very special way, the cumulonimbus cloud. This is the shape of that one, and they are if the shape of this type of clouds appear, that they are contribute the most of the lightning. Okay, so the about the 15,000 meters from the ground level, this type of the clouds are forming. If you can remember, in the grade 9 classes we learned about, grade 7 classes we learned about that the atmosphere we can divide into some layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, like that. So that the last part of this troposphere is the 15,000 meters. So this is the level this lightning is happening. Then when we get in this type of the cloud, right? So the clouds are containing the snow and the tiny droplets of water, right? So that it is containing the snow and the tiny droplets of the water is there. Inside the cloud, the wind is fastly moving from bottom to top, right? Now here the winds are blowing from this way. Winds are blowing from the bottom to top way here. So when they are moving there, these crystals and the water vapor drops rub each other, right? So the crystals and the water droplets, when this wind is blowing, they are rub each other, and as a result of that one, the these ones are forming the positive and the negative ones are forming. The water droplets is ionized, and the water droplets are getting the positive and the negative charges are getting. When you go to the grade 10 classes, you will learn, when we consider about the positive and the negative charges having the more mass than the positive charges. Here, this is not only the electrons, that we are talking about the ions. So the negative ions are more heavier than the positive ions. Because of that, the negative charges are collecting in the bottom of the cloud, and upper part having the positive charges here. So this way, the cloud is getting the positive and the negative charges. Now, already you know the air, when we getting the air is an insulator. You have already know that the some particles are there, some substances are there, conduct electricity like the metals, through the metals, the charges are passing properly. But air medium, air is an insulator. Through the air, the electricity is not conducting, right? But here in a cloud, the large amount of the charges are collecting, right? The large amount of the positive and the negative, that not a one or two charges, there are a large amount of the charges are collecting here. So because of that one, these charges are moving from one place to another. These positive and the negative charges inside the cloud is moving from one place to another, and we are calling that one as a lightning. So there are mainly three types of lightning is there: cloud to cloud lightning, cloud to air lightning, and cloud to ground lightning. I will explain this one by one. First, we'll copy down the important notes. So this we'll see that how this cloud to ground lightning is forming, right? How this cloud to ground lightning is forming. Now look at this one. Now you can see here the cloud. We learned that the bottom part is getting the negative charges and the upper part is collecting as the positive charges. Bottom is the negative and the upper part is positive charges they are collecting. And if the bottom part of the cloud is the negative charges are there, and the ground, that the very closer area they are getting the positive charges. It's getting like that, negative, then these ones getting the positive charges are getting. In the grade 7 classes you learn that the different charges are attract each other. Okay, then when the charges cloud position itself above here, it is getting the positive charges are forming like this way. The lower part of this one is the negative and the ground is getting the positive charges are there. So at a one point, now this is gradually increasing, and at a one point, these charges starts to jump from the cloud to the ground, right? So to neutralize these things, these ones are just coming towards the earth. So this is what we call as the cloud to ground lightning. That the lightning is happening from cloud to ground side. And during the lightning thing, you can see the light, and after some time you can hear the sound as well. Right? So the lightning mean when the light is there, no? During the lightning, you can see the spark here. And the thunder mean after that one, it is gives a big sound is there. Okay. Now, normally in our houses, the LED bulb, most of your houses are using the LED lamps, that the voltage pass through the LED is the 230 volt and the current pass through the bulb is just 0.1 ampere. So the very little amount of the current and the voltage also, the maximum voltage in our houses is the 230. But that when we consider about the cloud to ground lightning, the voltage is about the 1 million. 1 million. Now, the cloud to ground lightning here mean if the cloud is here, the negative charges and the positive charges here, and consider this one as the ground here. Now, the lightning is coming as this way. Then this one is the 1 million volt. 1 million volt is there. It's not a very small number. Very big number is there. And the current, now here in our circuit, it is the 0.1 amperes is there. But the lightning, the current is about 25,000 amperes there. Very big number, no? Very bigger number. Large amount of the electricity is passing here. Right? So the large amount of the current pass through the air, because you know that the air, even the air is insulated because of this high voltage. This is moving very fastly. And the other thing, the large amount of the current is passing within very short time. Now, when the current is passing through a conductor, when you touch the conductor, you can feel it is warmth, no? Now, this way, consider that if you connect like this way and if you touch this conductor, you can feel the warmth there. There's a heat is there. So the same way, when the current is coming as this method, it's within very short time this current is passing. That means the air around this one also getting more heat, right? Air also getting more heat, and this due to this high temperature, the air around it is expanding. The sudden expansion is happening. Like the firecrackers, the sudden expansion is there. Then um, you can hear the thunder because of this air particles are expanding. So it says it creating about the 30,000 Celsius here. It's not, we're having the very high amount of the time, right? About the 10 milliseconds this is happening. 10 milliseconds, okay? Not even the 1 second, right? Here, this is if you consider this one as the second, 10 milliseconds mean you need divide that one by 10 like that. It's very little amount within very short time. This electricity is passing, and due to this high temperature, high electricity, the temperature is become very high. So it says the 5 times the temperature of the sun's surface. Okay. So the expanding the thing air is very quickly, and then this expansion we can hear as a thunder here. Then now when we consider about the lightning, we learn the light and the sound is creating in the same time, right? So the sound and the light is producing the same time, but if you stay a little bit away from this one, you can hear the sound. Secondly, the first you can see the light. These two is starting the same time, but the observer can see the light first and hear the sound later. Can anyone tell me the reason behind it? Hope you can understand my question. Now, normally the lightning, the two things are there, the sound and the light is producing. So both the light and the sound is producing the same time. But if you stay a little bit away here, you can see the light first and the sound you are hearing the secondly. So after little bit time later. What is the reason behind it?
Because the light is faster than the sound.
Yes, when we consider about the speed of light is 300 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 meters per second. This is the speed of the light, and the speed of the sound is it's 330 meters per second. Now think about the race between the light and the sound, because the both are starting the same time. The light is traveling in this much of speed. Sound is traveling this much of speed. You can see here, light is entering to our eye very beginning quickly, and the sound is later. Sound is taking the more time to reach the observer's eye. So if you can just calculate the time interval between the lightning happening time and the thunder time, then you can calculate the distance between the observer and the lightning formation cloud here, right? That approximately we can calculate that the distance between the observer and the cloud by just calculating the uh, time interval there. Okay, we'll copy the essential notes here. To show that how this lightning is happening, there's a small device is there in the lab. The we call in this type of one that the electric spark we can produce by using this induction coil is there, right? There's a special unit is called the induction coil. By using this induction coil, we can show how this lightning is happening. Actually, in between these two places, I will show that one to you. And there is an air gap is there. When the sound when the voltage is very high, these electrons are passing from the one point to another point, and during that time it gives a sound as well. I'll show you that this one. See, so this is so you can see here, you can hear the sound as well. So this is actually so there is two places is there. So you can see here. Yeah. See, it's getting like that. See, the sound is there and the light is there. So this is the about the 5 centimeters distance is there. When we consider about that the earth and the ground, it's that the number of the kilometers are there. So there is a very huge lightning you can see in this one. Okay, so this is the show how the lightning is happening. And this is another one. So this is the induction coil. See. So when we supply the electricity, there is you can see that the uh, about the 5,000 voltage is there and a spark is given. So the electric spark you can see, you noticed, and also you noticed the production of the light and the sound as well. So this is the same way happening in the lightning thing. So there are mainly 4 types of the cloud to ground lightning is there. The direct strikes, the side slashes, the contact voltage, and the step potential. Right now, this ground lightning, now we learn there are, when we consider about the lightning, there are mainly 3 types of lightning is there. The ground lightning, cloud lightning, and the air lightning here. So the ground lightning, further we can divide into the 4 groups, the direct strikes, the side splashes, contact voltage here. Now consider that the uh, person is stay in a ground or something that during my video also I showed you that when the person is just raise up their hands and that the lightning pass through their body. So that type of one, that directly the lightning is past their body, that is what we call as a direct strikes. So because of this direct strike, that the millions of voltage pass through the person. So it is a very dangerous thing. That is a direct strikes. Now, when we consider the direct strike, you can see this is the direct strike, right? So directly it falls on the land here. Now this is a direct strike. You can see that the tree directly it falls on the tree here, from the earth, that the cloud to tree here. So it's a very dangerous one, and voltage is really high, and huge temperature is forming, and more powerful ones. That's a direct strike. And the side slashes mean, now consider any person is just standing under this tree, right? Now, if you consider this type of one, now consider some person is just um, you normally during the rainy thing, the people are just go and stay under the trees, no, right? So when the person is stay under tree, now you can see there is a huge lightning is coming, and the part of it can goes through our body. The main one is passing through the tree, and the very small amount of the voltage can pass through a person who is stay closer here. That is what we call as side flashes. Okay. And the other one is the contact voltage. Contact voltage mean, now the earlier one, if I take in this one,
Fox cameraman,
here,
look at the tree too far. And let me knock that
this
ball.
one. Consider that a person is just stay under the tree, and he is just touching the tree here, right? He is just touch the stem of the tree, or he is just that he keep his backside to the tree. That way we are staying. No? Then that the lightning is mainly passed through the tree, and because the person is just touching that one, the part is passing through that his body as well. So that type of one we call as the contact voltage, being the stuck in the lightning at the time of the, because the touching the domestically thing, or that outside here, it may be the inside the house. Sound normally that the inside the house also the lightning is kept getting, right? So he is just touching, because of that electricity pass here. This is what we call as the contact voltage. And the other one is the step potential. Step potential. So by looking at that one, we can't see that the lightning is there. Now, if I go to the previous slide, I think you can remember the very beginning, the voltage here. Now I'll take, okay, this one. Look at this one. Now think about, this is the direct strike person. And okay, then now look at this one. Look at this one, this video part. Now, you never seen that the lightning is entering here, no? You see? Not this one, the next. Right, now you can see that the several people just fell down due to this lightning. How it happened? So this is the one example for the step potential. So that we can't see that one, that the lightning can falls on somewhere, that the outside from the video here, because that this is the accidentally recorded something. So no one is just knowing that exactly that now that it's going to have a lightning, and they are not recording. So while they are record the video, this incidents are happening. Now consider that the lightning in happening somewhere, and it is getting the very high voltage. It is say about that the 200 million, about the 200 million, large number of the voltage is there. So after it falls on the point, it is not neutralized. It's not become the zero. So this voltage is moving outward through the ground. This voltage is spreading. It is moving. So that consider that this person is standing like this and the lightning is happening, and then this current is passed through the ground. So this current is entering from one person's leg and the other goes out the other leg. Right. So the lightning is coming through along the ground and entering from one leg and goes away from the other leg. So this type of one we call as the step potential. Right? The steps are there, and as a result of that one. Yeah. So this way, the the ground lightning mean the uh, cloud to ground lightning is the most dangerous one. And this is again we can classify into the four types here. Now we learned about the four different types. The direct strikes we learn, and the side flashes, contact voltage, and the step potential. Right? Direct strikes mean just falls, passing the lightning through his body. And the next one, the side flashes, he stay little bit closer to this thing, and very small part is passed through the person's body. And the contact voltage, that he's touching the thing, right? Being strike on the lightning at the time, he is just touching the place, and the current is passing through that one. And the other one here, that the lightning is entering from one leg and goes away from the other leg. That is the step potential here. Now, it's during the lightning, so it's really important to keep our two legs very close to each other. Right? Really? Someone's market. Okay, right. Right. So it is now consider the person is just keep their legs little bit far away as this way. Then the current is entering from one leg and pass from the other leg. So then the here that when you go to the upper classes, you learn more about it. Here the voltage difference is high. As a result of that one, he is getting more damage. He is getting the more damage. But if the person is just place your legs very close to each other, then the voltage difference on the ground is decreasing. So then the probability of passing the electricity through the body is less. So we can be more safe here. So it's really important to keep the 2 feet closer at the time of the lightning here. And another thing, that compared to a human and the ox, the more damage is getting to the ox, because now when we consider the person, our legs are naturally they are little bit closer each other. But when we consider about the ox here, I'm not a good in drawing. Right? Consider like this way. Now our legs are very close to each other, so the very less amount of the voltage is passing. But when we consider about the ox, its legs are the forelimbs and the back limbs are a little bit way here. So the high amount of the voltage is passing here. Because of that, the ox is getting more damage than the human here. Can you understand up to that point? Hello?
Yes.
Right. So it's really important to prevention of the lightning accidents. For that one, as you learn in the grade uh, 8 classes, better is the fixing the lightning conductor, but it is little bit expensive. And that when we are using the domestic electricity, it's better to connect an earth wire. And during the lightning, we need disconnect the electric appliances from the circuits, right? And disconnecting the televisions, antennas, and those ones. And as a result of that one, we can protect our equipments inside our houses, because during the lightning, high amount of the voltage pass through our electric equipments and they can get damaged. And the person who done that the more invention about this lightning thing is the Benjamin Franklin. And to ensure the safety from the lightning accidents, uh, now when you look at the video, you notice it's not good for stay in an open area. And if you use some equipments, especially the metallic equipments, and using those ones outside during the lightning period is not a good thing, right? And if there is a no chance now, sometimes that you maybe you are in a paddy field or a ground and the lightning is happening. I told you that stay under a tree is not a suitable, and standing on the ground also not suitable. If you hope to lie down on the ground, then again it is not suitable. Now, so someone consider that the lie down on the ground is a suitable method. No, it's not. Why? Then the lightning is entering from one, the step potential pass like this way. So what type of thing we can do? So you need keep your legs very close to each other, and better to sit down. Sit down mean that you have to keep your body more shorter, because that the always the lightning is using the more height places. So the wearing the dry slippers is a good thing, because it is an insulator and the electricity not pass through the body. That means the lightning also a type of the electricity. And it's so it's really important to use some methods for safety methods during the lightning accidents. Okay, so I explained you it's not suitable to stay under a tree, tall trees, because the tall trees are getting that the more uh, lightning accidents. And also the flag post is taller things, and the wire measures and those ones, the taller metallic things. So the high probability of getting the lightning strikes to this taller metallic things. So it's better to stay away such places. Okay, and better to shorten your height, and it's better to stay in a closed vehicles. If you stay in a closed vehicle, it is the most safest method. But if you stay in a open boat or something, better to reduce your height, because you notice sometimes the lightning is just attack the water bodies as well. So it's really important to know these things in your mind. And if the person is getting, I'll take only 2 more minutes here. If a person is there who got this lightning struck, හරි අකුණු වැදිච්ච කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා හිතන්න. So if you touch the person, don't worry, you never get that the lightning shocks. You never get the lightning shocks. It is because if any person is get that the electric shock, we should not touch him, because there's a probability of getting the electric shock to our body as well. But if the person is get the lightning shocks, if you touch the person, it's not very harm. The other thing, if the person is getting the lightning shock, every person is not die. After getting the lightning shock, they never die. Only few people are getting die, but because direct strike probability of getting die. But if the side flashes and the contact method and that the step potential, then they are getting some weak in the body. but not the dye. So in such case, better to give that the artificial breathing. Sometimes we need get the heart massages, and better to take the person to the hospital. So that is the end of that lesson. So I will send you the not relevant to this lesson to the group, and please complete the exercise part as homework and copy the note as well. Then next week we will discuss the nanotechnology lesson. Okay, thank you very much for stay with me. And if you didn't answer the paper, please answer the paper. I didn't close it yet. And we'll meet next week. I won. Teruva Saranai. God bless you, Pute.
Niranjan.
Teacher.